All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. On first down, Newton. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. On first and 10, Newton. Flush to his right. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
To throw on second down is Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Moore, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. And he'll bang that one through. Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on first and 10. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it second and 14.
There we go, D. That's the way to hit.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
On first down, Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Bud Dupree. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 33. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. And the Panthers coming out now. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Gun, gun, gun. Gun, gun. Do something.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On first down, it's Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him a couple on the catch, it's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now it's Mahomes again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Mahomes going to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes now on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football, and the Panthers have recovered.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 33 and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Cam Newton now with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And spins away. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between.
He's got a man, complete, and out across midfield down to the 45. And that one results in 35 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Here we go. Green, 90. Green.
Mahomes now on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. To throw, it's Mahomes. A quick hitter, complete. It's Hill. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Try to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. The tight end, Kelsey, was the intended target.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second down, here's Newton. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, get one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now Mahomes. He's going to look deep down the field. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Yeah, he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now here comes Kansas City. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Mahomes now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers. And
they'll get him down here at the 23. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And Hill with it over the middle. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On 2nd down, Anderson pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this.
Back 58, Will.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. His throw incomplete. Coverage there by Kevon Seymour.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Carolina getting set to take the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. From his goal line here, Newton. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And that one results in 35 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Get right down. 20. That's it. 180. Do something.
Newton on first down. Looking deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Mahomes looks to throw on third down. And he'll running right through it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Throwing now is Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Luke Kuechly with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken at the 37. And just shedding him off there. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And on the ground they go with a running back. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And James has it. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Cam's going to run the option right, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
That's right now.
After the run, Newton going to throw. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. throw, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a third-quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen. And the ball is knocked out, and I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. 3rd and 2, Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And they'll go on the ground. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Panthers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing is Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Gets around him. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Left, 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 left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Left, 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 left.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Left, 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 left.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And they still need 6 yards here on 3rd down after the penalty. To throw, it's Mahomes. On target over the middle to Hill. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Z. Left, 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 left.
Running for it. Here's Anderson. C.J. Anderson. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead.
There we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. That makes this much more manageable. They'll move it from the 2 to the 1.
Totally manageable because many teams from the 2 want to throw the ball. But you put it at the 1, the running game is totally back in play.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
They're going to run it with Anderson. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They fake the give. Newton. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Panthers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very solid gain of 27. Mahomes now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Left, 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 left.
10th carry now for Anderson. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. C.J. Anderson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Now a toss going left. And they will get back to within 1 score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the 4th. Butker now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here. Otherwise, they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. A big play, 3rd and 2. This crowd dying for a stop. On 3rd and 2, Newton, he'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey finding some room in midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up.
Come on now.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Hey, hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Newton. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory. Why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Mahomes now to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Ready, green 90, green 90.
Now it's Mahomes again. And that is incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. They will take the knee here, and they will finish this regular season with a victory. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Panthers, the win won't get them to 500, but they will finish on a high note at 7-9. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, we'll have to see what happens as they're going to finish the year 10-6. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.